Sharing and generosity. When I think of sharing and generosity, I often think of Crazy Horse. I've been to where he's buried. I've also been to his place where he had his Sundance, and it's a desolate place, and it's wild, a lot of wolves and different things out there, and you don't get very much time to be out there because they start coming when you're out there, so you have to be, kind of like in a hurry while you're out there. But I remember being there, and I seen somebody had made a wooden carving, and these are words that Crazy Horse had. He welcomed all First Nations people, and he said, as long as you come in, you could spend the night, you would be fed, and you would be able to drink the waters, and they would care for you. And so that was how Crazy Horse was. He had a lot of sharing and generosity. He wanted, the life that he had known as a Dakota boy, and then coming up to be a war chief, and the whole way of life that he knew, he wanted that to be there, for generations to come. And that's the protection of the Black Hills. But I think in that message that he has, it's saying, that our future is, dependent upon the survival of remembering, who we are as a people, and protecting, our homelands and our sacred sites, protecting them, but still at the same time remembering, those gifts of sharing and generosity, because he was very generous in his actions, and he did spend, time by himself, but at the same time, he had 250 warriors that, that followed him, and it was a time of unrest, but he still had the heart, to keep going, even though, he knew that his life would end, through his protection. But even today, through the lightning and, in ceremony, he still comes, and is there letting the people know that he's still there to help. So with that sharing and generosity, I've just seen so many elders, portray that in so many ways. And when you go to their homes, they want to make sure you have something to eat, something to drink. When you go to grandma and grandpa's home, your auntie and uncle's home, or wherever it is, they always want to feed you and take care of you, and they want you to leave with some kind of gift. So that's just one way that we are giving in that way. And, just knowing, how generous my father was. He had 10 to feed, but he would get bags of groceries, bring them to people's homes in Dunseat, big families that probably wouldn't have got anything to eat. And my mother was very generous. She used to take children and clean them up if they were dirty, and she would also, if they had lice in their hair, she would clean them up too. And they never complained about doing any of that stuff. They never said, well, you owe me. I never heard that come out of their mouth ever. They were very generous in many ways. So.